From the News Channel 5 Network, this is MorningLine.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Line. I'm Steve Hayslip, sitting in for Nick Barris this morning. Nick's out on assignment, but we invite you to call. 737+ is our number, and today we are talking about all things cars, which I love, as you well know, near and dear to my heart. We've got Paul Kinney here with us from Precision Auto Tune. Paul has done work on my cars in the past, just a great guy. Many of you probably have dealt with Paul as well. And let's talk first of all. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks. Good to be here. Good to be here always.
I'm glad you're here again.
So, yeah.
How's business?
Business is great. Business is booming. You know, it's like anything else in life. Everything breaks down eventually and has to work with. But they're building them better, and we're not seeing some of the same old problems we saw. So life's always interesting.
We're hearing so much about recalls though lately. I mean, it's unnerving.
It's awful. It's and it's all manufacturers. It goes across the board. It's not just Ford and Chevy. You know, Toyota had the problem early on, but it's good to see that they're standing up and they're taking care of business and protecting the brand name, I think. So I think the response is good. Unfortunately, there's been some real tragedies with some of these things.
Yeah. What should people be doing? I guess let's go ahead and start talking about things we need to do for our cars for the winter to get ready for the fall. Now that fall is definitely upon us. Enjoyed all the nice warm weather, but it looks like it's going to turn maybe even today. So what should we be doing?
Okay. Basically I like to break it down into systems. You want to make sure your cooling system's in good shape, that it's not going to freeze. The newer coolants are lasting 4 and 5 years, so that's not as big an issue as it used to be. But the other things, like your lighting system, I mean, you come to work, it's dark, you go home, it's dark. At 6 a.m. this morning as I was coming downtown, we got school buses, there's people out walking around the street, side of the road with gray shirts on, and you can't see them. So you want to make sure all your lights are working. Visibility, wiper blades, do I have antifreeze in my, or I'd say washer solvent that will not freeze in my washer system. So basically just check these systems for safety more than anything else.
Yeah. What about Rain-X? Do you like that product?
Rain-X is good, and there's several different type products like that. Their washer solvent is really good. I like that, and I always fill up mine and the wife's car with a gallon of that prior to the cold weather, the freezing. Okay. Try to empty out everything that I have in there, or just run it down till it's almost low, and then put that in there, because when we get this deathly cold, the jug may not freeze up, but those little washer lines will freeze. So if you've got something all through the system, it help when we get salt and sludge and everything on the road. You can clean that windshield and still be able to see the car in front of you.
It's always a nasty time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Rick, thanks for calling. You're on line 1. Go ahead, man.
Do you help guys get through MARTA?
Do I help guys get through MARTA? All day long. We do emissions testing and stuff. Depending upon what's wrong with the car, usually it means a repair. You can't just like turn the light off and go through. That's unethical, illegal, and against the EPA. But sometimes there's small things that can be done. Basically, the reason you're failing emissions is because there's something wrong with the vehicle that's in need of attention. So, but yeah, we do that kind of work all day long. What kind of problem are you having?
Well, this friend of mine was telling me the other day, he said, I've been through MARTA 6 times. And I said, no, guy, you're not supposed to go through 6 times. Went through twice, and then I went to the mechanic, a reputable mechanic like yourself, and he told me what part to get, and I brought it back to him. He made the repair, and I paid him, and then he gave me the printout. He put it on the computer, and he said, go ahead and get your tags. That's how quick it worked.
Yeah, see, you did the right way, the right procedure. Going through 6 times, you're not fixing the problem. He's probably just turning the light off or unhooking the battery or something like that. The problem's still there. The problem's going to come back up within just a few miles. So, I think your friend needs to listen to his friend, because you're giving him good advice.
There you go.
All right, man.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate
Thanks
you
for
calling
calling.
in. Yeah, I've got a check engine light on my car right now, and was told it was catalytic converter, but there are several of those apparently on the car, right?
Depending on the vehicle, yeah, there can be as many as 4 sometimes.
Yeah. So just have to find out. Take it to you. Find out which one we're
Find out
talking
which
about.
one, right.
Okay.
You got to have them tested.
All right. So much of this stuff gets so expensive, and we want to put it off because we can't afford it. We've got Christmas coming on.
Well, and with things like multiple catalytic converters, if you've got one that's bad, you fix that, you can't really tell the others. It may be a situation where you're going to have to go ahead and replace them all.
Yeah.
And hate to be the one to bear that kind of news sometimes, but
Yeah.
that's kind of it, yeah.
I didn't want to hear that on the air.
I know.
I don't want to hear that off the air either.
I'm going to make Mr. Nashville cry. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks a lot. What about changing tires and rotating tires? My wife is a stickler. I mean, Kathy is hardcore about air pressure in tires and rotating tires, and I've always kind of been like, yeah, okay, I guess so.
Well, she's protecting your investment. I mean, tires are expensive, and rotating them and keeping the air pressure correct in them, because especially in the changing temperatures, that's going to vary a little bit. And there's some kind of statistic like for every pound you're low, you're going to lose 6% of your gas mileage. Something ridiculous like that. So now she's protecting your investment. So love her for that. But yeah, keep them rotated every second or third oil change.
Really? That often?
That often.
Okay.
And keep an eye on them, and they'll last longer, and the car will handle better, and it will handle safer. Look at the problem Ford had years ago with rollovers, and they determined that most of that was caused by tire pressure. So now we're seeing a lot of cars with the tire pressure monitoring system that everybody just absolutely loves, because every time you have a change in weather, the lights come on. Okay. So no, she's doing the right thing. You need to listen to your wife.
In fact, I've got to take my son's car and have it fixed today because he's apparently got a tire that's going down. I don't know whether it's a valve stem or what it may be.
Yeah, then see, that's a simple thing to fix, and it's a matter of safety, and it beats him having to change it on the side of the road in an emergency situation, putting him in a dangerous situation.
And we had that story. This really hits home for dads and moms as well. But man, we had that story the other day of that the 18-year-old who broke down right there at I-40 and was hit from behind and died.
Yeah,
that's tragic.
It's very dangerous out there. So it's almost like preparing for battle. You want to make sure your car's ready so nothing happens to you between point A and point B. And there's little things like that you can do that will help keep you safe and your family safe.
Yeah. Herbert, go ahead. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for calling in. What do you have for Paul?
I have a 90 Chevy Blazer. Just having trouble. I had a tune-up with it, but when you mash on the gas, it stalls. It runs hours good sometimes, and then when I get ready to accelerate, it cuts completely off. I didn't know. Somebody told me it might be the gas cap. You think it could be the gas cap on some model cars?
Yeah, no, that's gas cap's not going to have anything to do with the actual fuel pressure itself.
That sounds more like carburetor or something.
It could be. What year did you say it was?
90?
Sure, Blazer, yes.
Okay, 90 miles. So it is carbureted.
Yeah, okay.
You may be looking at an accelerator pump in the carburetor. It's probably time to overhaul that carburetor. There's other things can make it hesitate and stumble like that.
Couldn't be trash in the gas line or anything. Couldn't get that lucky, could he?
No, not that lucky, because that would affect it all the time. But maybe the centrifugal advance or the timing advance in your distributor. There's a couple little things like that need to be checked, but you're probably going to see it's carbureted and the accelerator pump.
Okay, so you think I'll just bring it in and have it put it on a machine, what you're saying?
That would be a good idea. Yeah, get a mechanic to look at it, and pretty much you can eliminate some of the things, and we'll point to whether it's fuel or fire and determine from there what needs to be done. So, yeah.
Carports or Corvettes and stuff like that, never did learn how to work on this, buy them and pay for them. So
yeah, there you go.
Nice.
You have a good day.
All right, thanks for calling.
Thanks, Herbert. Good luck to you. It seems like, it would be helpful, and I know a lot of shops, I'm sure yours is the same way, you can go in and kind of have it diagnosed, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Not an arm and a leg. It depends on how complicated the problem can be, and how detailed. Some things are pretty automatic. Most shops will have a basic diagnostic charge.
Right.
A lot of the parts shops, like a check engine light, a lot of the parts houses will pull codes now, and that will determine an area fault. Right. But at the end of the day, you've got to have a technician go in and look at voltages, look at pressures, determine what's going on. Just reading the code's not going to, tell you the problem in most cases, just kind of the area. But yeah, most places are pretty reasonable. And yeah, it is a reasonable charge for a guy that's spent his money going through tech school. He spent a lot of money buying tools. This is what they do for a living, and should get paid for their knowledge and time. And as long as it's reasonable, most shops are pretty darn reasonable about that. But that narrows down the problem. It beats you from buying a lot of parts that you don't need and guessing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And plus, you got to have the thing fixed anyway.
Right.
So go ahead and figure out exactly what it is. All right, hey, we're going to take a quick break. We invite you to call 737+. You've got a car issue. Paul is your man. Give us a call. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back in just a moment.